Hello?
Hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Joseph. First of all, I would like to thank you for the call. Appreciate your time and your efforts. And second of all, I tell you how I entered this cult when I was about 16, 17.
Oh, you
And
are an ex-Muslim? You're an ex-Muslim?
kind of, because I really entered, might really entered. So I have my doubts now, because I don't want to disturb you, bore you with my life. I try to make it as short as possible.
No
And
problem.
I they put in my head as in where I live, I have many let's say knowledge regarding Joshua, Jesus, and etc. So that convinced me because I said okay, Allah means God in Arabic. It's the same thing, isn't it? And they're talking about Moses, Solomon, etc. So it's it's quite similar.
Mm.
So before that, I had my moral values and ethics in terms of integrity, being honest, etc. And I took it seriously because I've learned if you don't pray, you are even I learned the language. I study Arabic and kuffar. Like if you don't pray, you're kuffar because that's the separation between the difference between a believer and unbeliever is the salat. If you don't pray, you're not.
Mhm.
So I was doing it genuinely. So then I started to mix with people, because I'm mixed. Okay, I'm been living between Spain and the UK, as you can tell by my accent, Spain and
Okay.
the UK. And when I moved to in here, where I live in this island, the Canary Island, where I'm from, there are a few Muslims, but they're not. I mean, well, Muslims by name, I call them. Do you know what I mean? Muslim by
Okay.
name. They don't follow the ideology. They are munafiq, hypocrite. But
Mhm.
anyways, when I moved to the UK, to a big city, more cosmopolitan, of course, then I started meeting people. So I was really amazed. I was thinking, whoa, unity, etc., blah blah blah. And as I was mixing with them, I was realizing, wow, these people they are munafiq, based on beliefs because they lie, they cheat, this and that, and I need to be racist, right? I don't want to be racist. So I was learning. I learned Arabic. Even I was married to a Syrian girl from Syrian. They have a mental problem. They have something called al asl, which means the origin. So
Mm.
even if you're born in France and your mother is from China and your father is from Mecca, they say aslak Mecca, like originally you're from Mecca. That's the
Mm.
ideology.
Mm.
Nothing to do with the Quran nor Sahih Bukhari. None of them. But that's the ideology. I was thinking that's part of my language, but that's rubbish. But anyways, so I met this girl. I knew after the experience, she just wanted documents. They're really materialistic. No offense with Arab people, but in the Middle East, their religion is. I've learned from this, what passport do you have, and whether you're an engineer or not. That's what I learned from them. That the majority, not all, but the majority. And I used to go to the mosque. I used to the Salat al-Fajr in the mosque. I used to the what do you call it, witr and etc. Like use sunnah, after the dhuhr al-isha, the last prayer like in the mosque as a sunnah. And I was really into it, mate. I was really into it, really into it. Not talking to women, lower my gaze, not talking to non-mahram. Someone who doesn't know what mahram means no, she's
No,
not
no, I know
related
what
to
you mean.
you
So, my friend, why decide to leave Islam then?
because after having this problem, I knew something called something takiya. Like for them,
Mm.
it's allowed to like. Some people they say to you, no, that's a Shia, that's a blah, that bullshit, that brainwash you. Then in the Quran, I've learned something. I can give you the verse if you want me to, but it's more or less about this a verse that it says that "O Prophet, blah 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 blah, we give you we made lawful like halal
Yeah,
your wives, your wives, and like in English, translate like your slave girls.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I was shocked. So basically, you're allowed to have slaves, and plus you're allowed to have sex with your slaves. So my understanding is that if I believe, well, actually, if you don't believe in that, you are kuffar, because I've learned that 7 type of kufr. If you don't agree with Allah or Muhammad commandments, therefore you're kuffar. It means you don't agree. Anyway, so if I was trying to picture myself, right? So if I want to be like Muslim, well, someone who submit, I have to follow this condition. And I tried to picture myself, how can I have a slave, a human being? Okay, it's not like we're talking about a living life, right? Even like a dog man has got rights. How can I have sex with a woman who has a slaves and maybe she doesn't want to?
But
So
okay, but hold on. But you see, the problem with this, it's not Muhammad having sex with a slave who don't want to, because at that time, slaves have no right. That's why they are slaves, So we don't want to blame Muhammad for doing something people used to do at that time. In the same time, the question is, what Muhammad did, the difference is that Muhammad, he made it, it's coming from his God. You know what I mean? So he made what is not right, right. This is what I'm trying to help you with, because if we want to blame Muhammad for having sex with a slave, at that time, everybody do that.
Yeah, but if God spread loves and equality, etc., how can God allow such?
Islam never claimed that he spread equality, except between the believers. Even the believers, Muhammad, he held them as slaves. So like Muhammad, when he said, don't if you wanna don't have intercourse, which means don't marry with women who they are not believing, and believing women is better even if she is a slave. So
I remember that. It's even if you fully enjoy with her, it's still a slave. If I never when I say slave, I was like, okay, but it's even if you a non-believer, even if you enjoy her company, and I believe a slave is better than that person. I was thinking, even I forced myself to marry, because in the UK the majority are Pakistanis or Indians. So I was trying to be not racist, and I thought okay, I should marry this girl, even if I'm not physically attracted to her, but based on Allah knowledge, it's better for me to marry a Muslim. So I was trying to do an effort. I was always having problems. I was trying to my best to be like a robot, follow the law. I don't use don't benefit yourself, benefit Allah, because Allah knows the best, and if you fulfill Allah's desire, you're gonna be successful in life. But I was having problem, how can you have slaves, mate? Then I found out few things, I was trying to defend this, but he married a woman called Aisha, right? He married her when she was 6.
Yeah.
Exactly, 6. Then some people, they use it I'm trying to know more about the gospel. So because they use it no, because I can't remember who prophet was. He married her when she was 3 or 2. I cannot remember, one of the prophets. So they back up themselves with that, as in because a prophet in the Old Testament or New Testament, he did so, as in look, he did it. You know what I mean? As an excuse. I cannot remember the name.
He did what in the Old Testament?
Well, I don't want to. Well, I don't want to lie. So because I don't want to be the typical person who brings oh, I had no. I want to give you the accurate source.
Okay.
But there's a prophet they use as an excuse that married 3 years old. I don't know. I think it was a prophet. I cannot remember. I don't
want to. They speak about Rebecca, but this is false. This is nowhere in the Bible it says what they are saying. This is just a fabrication.
Who is it? Apologize. Who is it?
They say a marriage of Rebecca, But anyway, this is nowhere in the Bible to be found. This is false.
Is it not? Okay, I'm not an expert. I don't want to talk about things I don't know.
When somebody says to you, okay, show me the verse that says, he marries someone at the age of 3. Oh, God. Then we will laugh. There's no way. That's a stupid lie, you know. But the Muslims, because they are desperate, because we have a proof, clear proof from wife of Muhammad saying he married me at the age of 6. So the Muslims, they have to come with something equal. They tried their best, they could not find anything, and they fabricate a story. But if we go, we ask any Muslim, here we go, any Muslim who is watching, and you know, from those who claim to have knowledge, post for us the verses from the Bible says that there is somebody, he married somebody, and she wasn't
Yeah.
3 years old. I challenge you. They are liars. There's no such a thing. So,
Do you know what they say? Like, apologies for interrupting you. I don't want to be rude. I apologize. But do you know when they say 6? It's Sahih Bukhari. Then because they contradict themselves, because they say like Bukhari is a man from Bukhara. He was blessed by Allah because he was blind when he was young, and then Allah cured his blindness, and He gave him such what's the proper word to explain his ability, skill, right? He could if you give him, let's say, 1 page, he would just view it once and memorize it. So they say in that way he was fully trustable. Okay, it's a guy from Bukhara. But then when you give him this quote, this hadith, so it's not only related in one page, one section. It's been repeated in multiple pages. I haven't memorized the number, but I know it's been repeated multiple times. So we all know that he married a woman, a girl. Apologize, 6 years old. So if you you don't have to go to university, but if you use your brain, man, just Google 6 or 9 years old girl, and imagine yourself marrying to that person. Man, it's disgusting. It is disgusting. I've done it yesterday.
So this is the main reason. This is the main reason make you leave Islam. What about the stupid mistakes in the Quran?
Because I've lost my faith. I was really I always believe in there's one God. Okay, but I'm not lying to you. Sometimes when you mix, company is important, because it can make you to increase or lose your they call it iman, your faith, right? So the more, because at that time I didn't know much about the religion, so I was my iman, my faith was decreasing, because I said, how comes such a beautiful religion have not been successful over the world? Because just tell me one Muslim country that's been successful. There's none of them. Even Saudi Arabia, you're
yeah, but this is not, you see, this is for me not a reason to be a true believer or not, because you can be a believer and you are poor, what?
Yeah, but
most, my friend, this is not a real reason. Most of those who they are most successful today, they are not even believers. Like Bill Gates is an atheist.
Yeah, they're not.
All of them, they are atheists. Most of them, actually. So does not prove that they are right or wrong. So being poor can be a blessing for you, because you will not be tested by the money, corruption. But the question is, do Islam make you a better person, even if it's true religion or not? Islam make you a person who hate everybody. Islam make you want to kill everybody.
Correct.
Islam make you even hate your own family, as the Quran says. The Quran forbid the Muslims even to love their own parents and their own family, if they are opposing Islam, which means they don't believe in Allah. So
yeah,
Quran is an evil book. Each evil spread evil, and that make it nothing but evil. Otherwise, being successful by money, okay, well, we have some Muslim countries, they are very successful, like in Emirat. Does that mean they have a good religion in there? They don't know. Actually, they are successful because they don't practice Islam. If they practice Islam, the country will be empty.
Actually, no. Actually, I think they practice it, because I used to think, why do they pay people the right amount of money? But then I've realized that in Islam it's allowed to have slaves. So
yeah, but they don't practice. You see, all Muslims today, nobody practice. Even in Saudi Arabia, even before this king, like now they celebrate Christmas and they have New Year evening, they bring in singers, music is haram before in Saudi Arabia. But even before, they don't dare to practice Islam. Like if somebody leave Islam and he was, let us say, if somebody, somebody he live in Saudi Arabia, he's a Christian. Do he pay jizya? No. Why? Because then nobody will live in the country. And nobody will work in this country, which none of the countries know even to make anything, like how to build a house, how to make electricity, how to fix a phone, how to fix nothing. So they have to bring workers from abroad, and this is why they compromise the religion. However, you will not find one single Muslim country practicing Islam. Even Taliban now, they are not really practicing Islam because they are asking friendship with Russia, friendship with America, friendship with China, friendship. But the Quran says, chapter 5, verse 51, take not Christians and Jews as a friends. So Muslims,
Correct.
even Taliban, they are not true Muslims because Islam is
So
impossible to practice. And
now you
this religion,
mentioned
yeah, this religion
about
make you a hateful person. In the same time, does not give you the solution for what to do. Okay, if we don't take a Christian and Jews as a friends, so what we would do?
I agree with you because I want to mention two things like before I forget them. One of them, like the more into Islam I was getting, like what Islam means submit to God's will. I don't want to
No.
call that. I want to call them. I
No,
want to call
no.
Muhammad's God teacher.
Islam mean to surrender, not to submit.
Surrender.
Surrender, yes, not to submit. This is
Wow, Jesus.
they give you
Jesus.
false translation. Yeah.
Okay, so apologize. Thanks for that.
So let
appreciate
me
that.
ask you. Originally, you were a Christian, or what you used to be?
Actually, I wouldn't say Christian because I didn't know what Christianity means. I started doing my research.
Because you just said
recently.
Jesus, so I'm trying to understand why you are saying Jesus if you don't understand. If you don't-
Because I've been mixing more with like Christians recently, so I started using that word again, and I've been doing my
Okay, so
research.
now you decide to leave Islam. What do you think about Christianity?
I'm doing my study now. Look, about me, before I continue, like I'm not the typical guy who said like blah blah blah, and you take I'm a person. It's not because I'm arrogant, but before I get into something, I need to read the terms and conditions. I need to know what I'm following, right? So I've spoken to like a pastor who I found on the internet. I've got many like nice Christian friends, even here where I'm from. Like majority of them, like even they're not fully knowledgeable, but by nature they're Christians, right? And I always felt comfortable with my friends. The only difference is like I believe in something, they believe in another thing. And now I'm doing my research about it, like because I'm learning about the Trinity. I understood the Trinity in one sentence. Even it's logical. Father is like God, and then Son doesn't mean like Son as in like physically, but just like in the name of the Father, and like in the flesh as in like in meat. And spirit means like soul, like in Arabic we call it nafs, roh. I think soul, like etc. So it took easy to understand it. It means it doesn't mean that. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just listening. If there's
Sorry.
any question you need me to help you with regarding Christianity?
Yeah, there are three things. With me, I really got into Islam. So for me, it's gonna be like I don't. It's hard to like to get it because I wasn't like a fake one. I really studied. So for example, this hadith they say like the end of the time. So that's why I said Taliban maybe is right. There's a tribe from Al Khorasan, a tribe which is actually Iran. The Imam Al Mahdi, or like it will be raised. I will lead a troop from Al Khorasan, which is a town in Iran. I will leave like the champion to fight against the like with some. I think it will from Khorasan. So I was thinking, whoa, Taliban just took over. Now this hadith is talking about Khorasan.
No, my friend. This is first of all, Muhammad, he made a false prophecy when he spoke
Really?
about this. Yes, because the problem is when people they read, they don't listen, they don't read carefully. You have always to learn how to read carefully and study the words carefully. So here it says, this is the hadith, and some of it is da'if, some of it is sahih. And then Muhammad here is being racist, speaking about people who they are Asian. The Asian people are the people who they have the black flag, and they are the Muslims who they will follow the Dajjal. If you read here, it says the Dajjal.
Okay, on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, he will emerge from a land. It's called Khorasan, and fought by people who their faces like hammered shield. So Muhammad he believed that the evil ones, which according to Muhammad and his racism, the Asian people, they are the one who follow the Dajjal, and he is coming from Khorasan. So Muhammad he made it so clear that Khorasan is where the evil one will come. It doesn't matter who is this. Either one is the Khorasan. But Khorasan now is
Okay.
Muslims. Khorasan is Muslims, and you know, Muhammad obviously he never been there because they don't really have the look of
So
Muhammad.
how did he need? Apologies for stopping you. I don't want to be rude. How did, like, see, if this guy was like illiterate, I mean, like, but I'm not that stupid. Like this jihadi wannabe one can trick me because, like, he was like, a trader. He worked for his Khadija, so used to travel. I think that when he went to do, I think they call it Damascus, he mixed with people, so he hear things, he listened to things. So he's not stupid, like, I mean, he didn't like only stay in Mecca. So he really
Well,
was like
this is not
mixed.
really for me. This is not a big deal. We were trying to find out. We understand you left Islam. I asked you if you like, if you have a question for me about Christianity, I will answer you. But
Yeah, I have.
like we are going over, and look like we will never end anywhere. Do you have any question you like me to ask me about Christianity before we finish our call?
Yeah, there are three verses for me, and I will fully leave Islam. If you can help me with this, I will fully leave it.
What three verses? What do you mean?
Okay, three about the Quran. Okay, so there are three things. Okay, so one, it talks about, like, how, like,
So hold on. So you did not leave Islam yet?
I mean, I don't pray, so therefore I'm not a Muslim.
No, I'm asking you. Do you consider yourself a Muslim or not now?
I'm doubting. I'm
Oh,
believing, like, in between. I'm
okay.
doing my
What is
research about.
what is the three verses you want me to answer you about Islam?
So there's one about it talks about, like, how, like, it would preserve the body of the mummy of Pharaoh, like, that's one. The second one, that's one, like, how he's preserved, and they said people, they found it. That's what, like, increased my faith, because I found it through that. Like, he said, like, he will the tyrant Pharaoh, like, he will preserve his body, so there will, like, be a sign for the people who are going to be alive and see it. So now in Egypt, now years ago, they found the body. If you can Google it, I mean, like, I think Ramses, they issue a Egyptian passport so they can, like, take his body to be studied in France.
Mm.
So I'm a bit shocked about this. I'm not lying to you.
Mm.
And the second one
Let's go.
is
Let's go one by one. First of all, Ramses was not preserved by God. He is a mummy, and you are the one who just said so, right?
which is the verse. If you can find them and read it,
Yeah, the verse. I know
explains.
the verse, chapter 10, verse number 92. But as you know, that Ramses is a mummy, which means when he died, they cut his body and they took whatever the Egyptian they do to preserve a body. It's not God who preserved him, correct?
Well, I don't want to, like, talk about things I don't know. Like, they did, like, the ancient Egyptian rituals, basically, like, to
My question is simple. Who is the one who preserved the body of the Pharaoh Ramses? Was the people who did surgery and preserve him in a tomb, or it was Allah?
Well, they say, like, everything is based on Allah's will, isn't it? So
This is not
I
a
mean,
question.
like,
No. You see, because they do that to all the kings, not only him. All the kings,
well,
all their kings,
it
all their
says that
kings.
God sometimes got willpower, isn't it? Like, there's things, like, and they're not understandable. Like, maybe it's like saying when Moses was, like, he led the Israelis, and then Moses with, like,
My
his,
friend.
like, stick.
If I say I reserve now, I am God. I reserve the body of the Pharaoh, and then we find that the one who preserved him is the doctors who made the surgery, and they put his body in a tomb, and they put chemical in his body in order to preserve it. And by the way, it's not preserved. I mean, there's some flesh there, some hair, but the guy is he can have nothing to see. I mean, it's not preserved.
So
So
how this guy, like, this guy called Muhammad knew about this, like, about Ramses, and then all over the sudden
first, he do not
this
know. First, he do not know about Ramses because he think Ramses is a name of a person. He think this is the name. Sorry, Pharaoh is the name of the person. If you go in the Quran, here we go. Let me read it for you. In the Quran, you put the word al. You said you study a
Okay.
little bit Arabic, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not an expert, but yeah, like, you know, yeah.
Okay, if I say Alu Pharaoh, I'm saying Pharaoh is an individual. His name is Pharaoh. The same as Alu Musa's chapter 2, verse number 248. Alu Musa's. I'm showing you on the screen. You can look. Al
Yeah, this
and
day
then
we say
and then Musa's. Alu Musa's chapter 2, verse 248. Same for Alu Ibrahim. Al, and then the name after it was going to be a name of individual, Ibrahim, and then the same Alu Pharaoh. This is Al, you know, mean the family. Pharaoh. So Pharaoh is individual. So the stupid Muhammad, he think that Pharaoh is an individual. His name is Pharaoh.
Okay.
This is not a title. Yeah, this is not a title. No, we are not done. Hold on. And then we find Alu Yaqub. Alu Yaqub. Here we go. Alu Yaqub. So you notice always after Al, the word is going to be a name of individual, singular name, not a title. Alu Ibrahim. Alu Lut. So all over the Quran, this word is used. And here,
give me some apologies because you're going fast and I'm not understanding this. I do apologize. I mean, you are a native speaker. I am not. I do apologize. So you said, like, you know, the name is not Al Pharaoh. What is it?
Al is a word mean family of. Family of. Alu Lut. Alu Yaqub. Alu Yaqub. So Al is not even an Arabic word. It's an Aramaic word. So Alu
Al
Lut.
is like the article. It's like saying the, isn't it? The article. It's like saying Al.
No, Al mean literally family of.
Al, like
family.
Alif. I think it's Al.
No,
Al,
this is not. This is not letter. This is a word. Al. It is two. It is two letters, and there's medda, which means the A is 2A. So, or you have to extend it. So Alu Dawood. You see here it says Alu Dawood. If you click a translation, chapter 34 as an example, chapter 34, verse 13. Here it says, this is Alu Dawood. All right. So what is
which means
Alu Dawood mean the family of Dawood, the family of Dawood. Here we go. You see the translation?
No, I cannot see the translation. I apologize. It only is
chapter,
only in Arabic in the
chapter 34, verse number 13.
I'll Google it. Give me a second. So chapter, apologies. Say that again, please.
Chapter 34, verse number 13.
Verse 13. So chapter 34. Okay.
I'm showing in YouTube. You can see it in YouTube if you're watching.
Okay, give me a second. I think that was. Apologize. I mean, like, you know, I don't want to, like, you know, cause you the thing about
No
me,
problem,
like, you know,
no problem, my friend.
I don't follow blindly. I like to know the roots. I'm not the typical tell me,
no
2, 3 things. That's what I love.
All right, just open.
So he said they worked for him what he desired.
Forget about the rest. You know, this is not important here. Our topic is, O family of David, of Dawood. What is the word? Alu Dawood. You see it?
Alu
Dawood. Alu Dawood. Yes, Alu Dawood.
Alu is like
Al. But you know, you add dhamma to it. Al or Ala. You can say depending on the tashkil. So Al. This is just a movement of the word, depending on the location. Al is a word mean family. Dawood is a name of a person. Right? And this is the translation. And this is the translation. Family of David. So Alu Dawood is family of David.
Apologize. So Alu, just to understand it, sorry for making you go slow, but because you're okay, Alu is like you're saying A-L-U, Alu.
No,
Alu.
there's no U. There's no U. There's no U. This is Arabic. You don't add U. You're trying to read it now in the English. Yeah, okay.
In English, I'm saying.
My friend, this is not important. This is all how to pronounce it.
Apologies. For me, it's important because, like I said to you, I need to know.
No problem. You can watch the video later slowly. You can go to dictionary and you can try yourself to see how it works. But Al
apologies.
Is a
if
word.
you understand it now, then I can understand you the part of the Pharaoh.
No, you will understand because how to pronounce it is not important. I'm showing you the translation of the Muslims. This is the word Al, and this is the translation family. What will come after the family? When I say the family of, then I have to say a name of a person after that, right? Correct?
So, okay, to make it shorter, Alu means family. Okay, Alu means family.
Okay. So, and the name will be after it, the name of individual. Always a name of individual. It's not a title.
So, Alu Dawood, family
Alu Dawood.
Of David.
family of David, and this is the Muslim translation. So what we are trying to teach you now, that the word al always appear before individual name. We learn that.
Okay, so now we go into that chapter. Apologize, and then you. Now I understand. Thank you. Thank
So
you for
now
your time.
all those verses, there's tons of them. He keeps saying Alu Fir'aun, Alu Dawood, Alu Lot.
Could you please go back to that so I can fully understand it, please, if you don't mind?
Which verse?
The one you told me, Alu Pharaoh, so I can understand.
All of them. There's tons of them. Here we go. There's tons of verses saying.
I'm talking about Pharaoh because, like, what like intrigues me is the Pharaoh one. So that's the chapter Pharaoh, isn't it?
My friend, the Muhammad's story is always in the Quran. It's all over the Quran. It's not a chapter. It's not one chapter. As you see, I'm showing you.
Apologize. The verse of Pharaoh. I'm not talking about the other ones. I'm talking about the Pharaoh specifically, so I can understand.
My friend, I'm telling you, the story of Pharaoh is all over the Quran. It's not in one chapter.
Okay,
not in one chapter. It's not like in the Bible. You find the book of Genesis where how God created things and that's it. The story of the Pharaoh is all over the Quran. As you see, here we find some about the Pharaoh in chapter 3. Then we find about Pharaoh in chapter 2. Then we find about the Pharaoh chapter 7. And then we find in chapter 8. And then we find in chapter 14 and chapter 15, chapter, let us say, I mean, it's all over the Quran. So the chapter, the Pharaohs is mentioned many places in the Quran because Muhammad, he keep repeating himself. However, the word al is a word presented before a name of an individual. This was the point. As an example, chapter 15, verse number 61, it says, Alu Lut. So the family of Lut, you see it? The family of Lut.
That makes sense, yeah. Okay. Now I understand.
So when Muhammad he say Alu Fir'aun, he is saying the family of the Pharaoh. He think that Pharaoh is a name of a person. Secondly, if we ask the Muslims,
he thinks what? Sorry.
When he say Alu Fir'aun, he is thinking that Pharaoh is an individual. The name of him is Pharaoh, not a title as a king.
So say Alu Pharaoh, which means the family of Pharaoh.
Family of Pharaoh, yeah. Then if we ask the Muslims, okay, as long the Muslims agree that in the time of Moses, the king was Ramses II, right?
Well, they say Ramses, but in the Quran it's Pharaoh. Oh, yes.
Okay, but if we ask the Muslims the same question, who was his wife?
In Islamically, it was like one of the most prestigious, iconic women in Islam.
This is not the question.
She was a believer.
This is not the question, my friend. As long we know now, as long the Muslim they say that we know the name of the king, his name is Ramses II. Okay, Ramses II. My friend, stop apologizing. Listen to me carefully. The name. Try to get my idea instead of listening to apologizing. The name of the king. The name of the king. My friend.
That's how I am. It's
okay. It's okay. The name of the king is Ramses II. The name of the wife is Nefertari. So if the Muslims they discover something in the Quran and this is Ramses II, then Muhammad is a liar because Muhammad he said that the name of the wife is Asiya bint Muhazim. So she have even an Arabic name. So this is the Egyptian queen of the wife of Ramses, and her name is Nefertari. According to Muhammad, Nefertari. According to Muhammad, the wife name is Asiya bint Muzahim. So this is alone proven to us that Muhammad is a fraud.
Is it not? But apologize. Is it not because it is in other language? It's like saying Joshua.
No, you don't change. No. You see, Joshua because the Latin. Remember, we have letters in Arabic or in Hebrew. You don't have it in your Latin language. As an example, there's nothing is called Muhammad. It is Muhammad, correct?
Okay, Muhammad, okay. Yeah.
So those Joshua is not a new name, but this is a new name, totally new name. There's a huge difference between Asiya and Nefertari.
Yeah, but for example, they call it like they don't call it Joshua, they call it Isa. They don't say Shalom.
My friend, there's nothing is called Isa. This is the fabrication. What Isa? There's nothing is called Isa.
That's what I'm saying.
No. You see, this is initial proof that Muhammad is a fraud. He did never get the name correct. So, what's his name? Abraham. His father is Azar, according to the Quran. But this is not the true name of the father of Abraham. In the Quran, go and read the Bible. Same as Isa, Jesus became Isa, but Isa is Yeshua. It's not Isa. Who's us? There's a huge difference, you know. And this is a closed language. Arabic is not a language by itself. It's coming from the Aramaic and mixed with Hebrew. So when we say in Arabic, as an example, we say Yeshua. In Hebrew, they say Yeshua. See how close? Yeshua, Yeshua. Why? Because simply in some Aramaic, my friend, in some Aramaic language, some Aramaic accent, the word
Sorry,
see.
you're going fast.
What?
You're going fast. So you're going fast because when you go fast, I don't get. You say like in they say Jeshua. Which language was that?
This is not their language. This is not the correct name.
I know, but you said now something. You said like Jeshua is in Hebrew, and then you said another Jeshu.
No, in Latin, as an example, the word Jesus does not exist in the Latin language, in the Hebrew language. The reason there was always short in letters. So because there was a short letter, they came with the letters close to resemble the sound and the voice. Otherwise, there's no Jesus. If you read the whole Bible, there's no Jesus because they don't have equal letters. They have to use words, or let us say letters, make it evil to pronounce. In Arabic, we have way more letters, which does not exist in English or in many languages. So in order to fix that, we had tried to find a closed letter to fix the word. So Muhammad became Muhammad, right? Ali became Ali, but we don't have Ali in the Arabic. It is Ali, not Ali. Ali is a letter A, but because in your language you don't have the letter which we have, so you replace it with something close to make the sound, but not to make the name really. So when we talk here about a woman, and Muhammad, he say that Asiya is the wife of Pharaoh. See, he is not even saying the Pharaoh. He says the wife of Pharaoh. He speaks to him as an individual, as a person. His name is Pharaoh. You see the screen in front of me? You see the screen in front of me?
So it's like the Prophet said, sufficient for you among the women of mankind. And Maryam bint Imran, Khadija bint Khuwailid, Fatima bin Muhammad, and Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh. Okay, so his wife is called Asiya. Okay, Asiya.
Okay, so the king of Egypt, who Muhammad talked about in the time of Moses, his name is Pharaoh, and his wife, her name is Asiya. When all the history says that the name of the wife of the Pharaoh, Ramses II, at that time, was Nefertari, and they were in love too, and she is a daughter of a king. So how Muhammad he changed the name? If he is a person inspired by God, how come no historian found Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh, as Muhammad he claimed? And as you see here, he mentioned each name in this hadith. After it is a name of individual, correct? Read carefully. He says, among the women, the mankind are Maryam, the daughter of Imran, correct? So Imran is a name of individual, and this is again wrong because Mary, she is not the daughter of Imran. Imran is the father of Musa, so Muhammad again is a fool. And it's not even Imran, it's Umram. Then he continue, Khadija bintun Khuwailid. So Khadija, the daughter of Khuwailid, the name of individual, a man, his name is Khuwailid. Fatima bintun Muhammad, this is supposed to his daughter of Muhammad. And then Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh. So Pharaoh is individual, his name is Pharaoh. So the silly Muhammad, he think Pharaoh is a name of a person, and he gave us a false name of the wife of the Pharaoh, Asiya. This is again proof that Muhammad is a fraud.
Okay, to me that doesn't make sense to me because, like like I said to you, it's a language. Okay, they change things. Like
my friend, in language, you did change the whole name. You don't change the whole name. You try to make sound of the name. Do Nefertari sound like a close to Asiya in any way, in any mean? If there's any letter between them they share, just letter. Asiya, Nefertari. If there's any letters they share.
I get your point now. Mate. Yeah, mate. Now I get your point. It's like saying
not even one letter. The first letter in the name of the queen is Nefertari. N. The woman here, her name is not Nancy. Her name is not Nancy. Her name is not Nunu. Her name is not Nana. Her name is Asiya. So the first letter is not the same. The second letter is not the same. The third letter is not the same. The fourth letter is not the same. The fifth letter is not the same. And even there's more letters in the Egyptian name, and none of them fit with the name here. Not even a single letter. So when you say to me, maybe because it's different language, in different language you don't change the name. You don't change the name. Every Christian knew that the correct name of Jesus is Yeshua, not Jesus. Jesus is the word we use in a language which don't have equal letters. So we are not deceived. We are not using wrong name. We are not doing that in purpose to lie. We are trying to accomplish a language which is not equal to the Hebrew or Aramaic. So but the name is still very close. But here, Nefertari, and here, Asiya. So if Muhammad he got it correct, then he should get that Pharaoh is not a name of a person. This is the name, a title of a king. Secondly, he should know better that Asiya is not the wife of Pharaoh. Not only that, he claimed that Asiya, she is the daughter of Muzahim. When this woman, she is very well known, Nefertari. She is a king. She is the daughter of a king too. Not only she is a wife of a king, she was a daughter of a king. So
okay, so what's the name in the Torah? Like, you know, what's the name given to the Pharaoh? What's the name given to him?
Well, speak about the Pharaoh too, but you know, doesn't say. I think it's mentioned not exactly the name that I'm trying to remember.
It doesn't say like, you know, Ramses, or doesn't like, you know.
No,
does
no.
It also mention the name of his wife?
I don't remember. I don't remember really. Like
Can we search it, please?
In some translation, like they put in the translation, they put the word Ramses, but I don't think the word Ramses exists. But the Pharaoh never been used as a name of a person. The Pharaoh is a king, you know, is a name, is a title of a king. Is not an is not an a. Yeah, but my friend, to make it simple, so the first thing, Allah did not preserve the mummy; it was the Egyptian. Do we agree on that or not?
Like I said to you, I am not these people who you like, you know, tell them 2-3 things and I will like accept a belief straight away.
It's not a question, my friend. I want an answer a question. You don't have to agree with me. I'm asking you, who is the one who preserved who is the one who preserved the body of the Pharaoh? Is it the doctors who did surgery? Is it the doctor? Is the body of Pharaoh? Let me make it simple for you. Is the body of the Pharaoh never been touched by a human, preserved by God? Or the body of the Pharaoh we have right now is not really truly preserved, number one, because preserved means preserved. That's it. Secondly, is it preserved the way it is now by the doctors of the Egyptian, the old Egyptian, or by Allah? This is the question.
Okay, so like, let me tell you something, like, you know, it's not like, you know, I don't want to be rude to you, but I can tell you, like, you came from an Arabic background. Arabic people, they have like, you know, a rough approaching, okay? So to me, like I said to you, the Almighty, like the name, it says he's like, you know, Almighty, is mighty everything. So if God can preserve something, can do it, it's not because the human are human. Because to me, like I've read something, kul wa ma yakun, kul wa fa ma yakun. So if God says do it, do it. If God says doesn't do it, doesn't do it.
What does this have to do with my question? What does this have to do with my question? I'm asking you, who is the one who preserved it?
Everything works under the God's will.
No.
Even
no, prove it. Prove it. No, prove it. Prove it. Because now I can. So are you saying to me now, when the Egyptian they preserve the body because Allah he told them to preserve the body?
What length? Whatever you do it, and Allah does the rest. What that means?
What is that? Hold on. So there's people right now when somebody die, they burn him. You know. So is Allah ordering to burn the person?
No, apologize. No, that's another level. You went to another level. Apologize. No,
I'm not going to any level. I'm not talking to a level. So I'm asking you, when the Egyptian, who is the one who preserved the Pharaoh? Was it the Egyptian who did the surgery or Allah?
Why believe you can do something? Okay, you can do something. Okay, you can do something. And if God wants, I don't say Allah, I say God. Okay, Allah is in Arabic. If God wants, He can do whatever he wishes.
My friend,
So
I
if he
don't
wants to
care.
visit-
I don't care what you are telling me. This is not my question. Please focus with me. I put now a chicken in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I preserve it for the coming century, maybe. So when I did that, Allah is the one who ordered me to put the chicken in the freezer, or I did it myself.
You put the chicken in the freezer.
Who is the one who preserved the chicken? Me or Allah?
Not preserve. No, you place in the freezer. That's all you did. Like you place in the freezer, and the freezer like preserves the things because like it
Okay.
works
This
like.
is, so what difference is going to make, my friend? I don't know if you are how old are you? I put the
20.
chicken in the freezer. I put the chicken in the freezer. If I don't put it in the freezer, is Allah going to put it in the freezer?
No, he will not. I mean, like
Okay, so I am the one who preserved the chicken. I am the one maybe who made the freezer, and maybe I am the one who made electricity for the freezer, and then I am the one who put the chicken in the freezer. What does have to do with Allah?
So by that law, by that like philosophy, then Moses, when they're like,
Our friend,
he-
don't change the
he-
topic. Don't change the topic.
I'm not
Who is
changing
the
the topic,
one?
mate.
Who is
Not
the
changing the
one
topic.
who preserved? No, because this is something they did. They are not Muslims. Is the people of the Pharaoh are Muslims? Allah, He just killed them supposedly. Allah just killed them those people because they
So
are
they
not
have-
believers.
Okay,
So
okay, so Moses then-
Allah, He told the disbelievers to preserve the body of the Pharaoh.
Okay, so then Moses, like when he was like his people were thirsty, he usually stick. He stopped.
What does
his
have to
stick
do
on
with
the-
my question, my friend? Listen
The
carefully.
same logic, mate.
That is a
I'm
miracle.
getting-
That is a miracle. God, He did it. He did not ask people to do it. He
So-
said to him,
you
go
know
and
me-
walk. He said to him, go and walk. He crossed the ocean. Don't worry, cross the sea. So God, He
Okay.
opened the ocean. It's not the stick of Moses. Stick of Moses is not Harry Potter. We don't believe in such
Okay.
a thing. So listen
Okay,
carefully. You're
miracle.
not a kid. You're not a kid. Listen. If I put the chicken in the freezer, is Allah ordering me to put the chicken in the freezer, or I am the one who made the decision?
You made it.
Okay, so when the Pharaoh people, they cut his throat, they opened his stomach, they took everything, they put chemical inside, and they put him inside a tomb, and they preserve him in a certain way to
Well, I
preserve
don't
his
know.
body
I don't
as
know if
much
they put
as they
chemical.
can. So who is
I
the
don't
one
know.
who did it?
I do not know if they put chemicals or any sort of technique to preserve their body. I don't
Everybody
know.
knows that the Egyptian, they do that. Don't play like a kid now. Everybody knows the Egyptian, they do surgery. They
not play like
take
a
his
kid. I will
stomach,
Google
my
it now.
friend. If you don't take the
How-
stomach of a dead person, the person, his body is full of worms. They will eat him. Simply. You-
Mate,
don't-
they found
you-
recently.
You never
recently,
heard. You
like
never
in Egypt.
heard. They never heard of a stuffed cat, stuffed wolf, stuffed a bear. You never heard of those things?
The what? Sorry.
Stuffed bear. Like they take everything inside him. They keep his skin, and then they put inside him chemical and cottons, etc., to make him look like he is in a shape. But in fact, he is not preserved by himself. If you leave him in the field, the worm will eat him. So was the Pharaoh preserved by himself? And that is a miracle of God? Or there's doctors, they did surgery and they clean him inside and they put something inside him to preserve as much as they can.
I'm reading in here now who Ramses was, like the body of Pharaoh. They say, like, I want to understand that because, like I said to you, I cannot like believe something over the night, right? I cannot. I'm not the typical guy.
My
who
friend,
comes,
I'm not
like-
asking you to believe anything. Did I ask you to believe anything? I'm just asking you. Use your logic. I'm asking you a question. Who is the one who did preserve Ramses II? Allah or the doctors?
I'm googling what they did with Pharaoh's body. So
My
we can
friend,
get to
aren't
that
you the
topic.
one who said to me, mommy? Isn't it you who said to me the word mommy?
I said, "Mommy, yes, mommy."
Okay,
like,
so mommy is a mummy. That's mean they're preserved, and he is not preserved. Who said that he's preserved? Look at him. I mean, this guy is a preserved. Anyone in the world here can believe that this is a preserved. What is a preserved in him? This is the preserved? And he is a mummy. Mummy mean that we put him inside a tomb, and we did a surgery for him to fix this mummy to make it look like something. So he's not preserved. This is number one. Number two, it was the people who put him in that too, and they did that to many pharaohs, not only him. So the preservation of the Quran is a false claim, because this is what they did to all the pharaohs. Secondly, even if you're drawn, even the Bible speaks that when the drone is done, the water went back, and dead bodies were, you know, all over the place. Even if you die in the middle of the ocean, actually, most likely the waves will push you away to the shore. So what does have to do preservation? So he did not preserve him. The Pharaoh
So yeah,
wasn't preserved.
they say like, you know, in like, you know, when Moses, like, you know, crossed the, like, you know, the Red Sea, and the Almighty bring the waters back, they all sinked. They were
My
like,
friend,
withdrawn.
isn't it back already? Is it still open until now?
The what? Sorry.
Is the water still open until now?
Do you mean like the Red Sea? No.
Okay, so what you are saying to me? Are you saying
No,
that the Black Sea came back?
I'm telling you this story, like, you know, what happened, like, you know, so when like, you know, the Pharaoh and his troops were drowned, were like, you know, sinked in the sea. They say that the bodies were like, you know, floating and remaining, and they arrived on the coasts. So afterwards, I believe what they did, they found his body, okay, they found it, right? They did a ritual, the ancient Egyptian cult belief. They mummify him, like, you know, put like, you know, bands and ropes around him, and they did like the Egyptian thing. And we know that nowadays in Egypt they discovered a lot of tombs from thousands of years, a lot of them,
And that's what I'm saying.
right?
So what's wrong? I mean, what's my friend? I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm telling you this for the last hour, trying to explain to you that this is what they do, and now you are telling me this
So
is so
how?
easy. But
So how?
I thought you didn't understand, but now you understand even better than what I understand. So the Egyptian, they did to thousands of tombs the same. It's not Allah who preserved them, and the guy is not preserved. When I say I preserved your body, this means his body should be preserved, not bones. Preserved means preserved. There's all his army, like what? All the army went in the sea, never come back. Obviously, many of them, they are in the shore, they are dead. This is the king. They came, they looked for him, they took him, they buried him, and they did what they do. So it's not Allah who preserved him. This is number one. Number two, Muhammad is a fool. He thinks the Pharaoh is the name of a person. Number three, he have the name of the wife wrong. What else more proof that Muhammad is a fraud?
To me, that's not about names. It's not a big deal, because we're talking about.
No, it's
like
about
saying,
names, because it is you who mentioned to me, this is Ramses the second. Why Muhammad don't say this is Ramses the second if we want to make a miracle? His God did not tell him Ramses the second? If this is the
call it
purpose.
as Ramses. We call it as Ramses the second.
No, it's not. It's
but
not you call it. It's not you call it. This is his name.
It's his real name, Ramses the second. Okay.
Yes.
So, but in biblical names, in all names,
My friend, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? If the purpose of this verse to prove that Allah, he speak about certain person, can't Allah tell Muhammad the name of this king is Ramses?
He didn't
did
say
not.
the name. He said like
Okay.
Pharaoh.
No, he said the name. No, this is why he says the wife of Pharaoh. Pharaoh doesn't even say the name of the Pharaoh. The wife of Pharaoh. Do you see it? It's in front of you. If Pharaoh is a title, I will say the Pharaoh. Correct? You see that?
Yeah. Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh. Yeah. Pharaoh.
Okay.
Yeah, Pharaoh.
There's no the before it, right? There's no the. So if I say the wife of the king, I have to say that the king. Correct?
Yeah, he didn't say king. He just said Pharaoh. Yeah.
Okay, so the wife of Pharaoh, because the foolish Muhammad, he thought this is the name of the person, Pharaoh. This is a clear evidence that Muhammad, he think that Pharaoh is the name of the person, and Asiya, as you see, she is his wife, and both of them, they are wrong. Pharaoh is a famous title of a king, but this is not the name. And then when he, and we are showing you, this is in the screen to prove a point that Muhammad, he mentioned that from the women, Maryam, daughter of Imran. So always there's a name of, and the man will come after. Maryam, daughter of Imran, bintu Imran.
Yeah, Ibn Khulaifa, Fatima bin Muhammad, and Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh. Okay, so I'm getting that, like, Pharaoh is like a title of, like, leader, king, ruler. Yes, that's the ancient Egyptian ideology. And they say, what's it called? Was it that family in Arabic? You said Ali. Is it called Ali or the Alif? What was the thing like you said before in Arabic? Apologize. The what's the translation you said before? Alif or Ali? I cannot remember. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me there? I think the guy. Can you hear me, guys? Al. Yeah, Al. Al. Okay. I cannot hear him. Like, I cannot listen. Honestly, I cannot hear his voice. I only can see the text in here. Alu. Hello, can you hear me? Not responding. Jesus, like, all my days, man.
All right, we'll see now. I think now it's working. I don't know what's wrong with this stupid computer. Lord, give me patience.
Hello?
Okay,
Yeah.
you hear me now?
Yeah, apologize. I think it was like some technical problems in there.
No problem. So let us go back. Let's go back. So Al is a word meaning family. Pharaoh is a name of a person. Name of a person. And the proof
Yeah,
in
I want
front
to
of
save
your
it
eyes.
because if I learn this, because I debate with Muslims on TikTok, okay, so I can save it for my knowledge. Thank you for telling me this. I know Arabic people are be like tough and harsh, but let's do it slowly. Apologize.
No problem.
Al means family in Arabic. Okay, Al means
You just
family.
search. You just search for Al in the Quran, and you will find tons of verses mentioning the word Al. It's not something, I'm making things up. Al Pharaoh, Al Lot.
I will, but you need to understand something. Like, some people are slow, or some people are more like rapid, like you. We not all have the same speed and knowledge like you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No
So
problem.
that's why I'm like,
I'm being very patient, my friend.
yeah, I know. Normally,
So
Arab people, they're not another patient. You're patient.
okay.
I really appreciate
So
you. That.
you can go and review the video later, and you will see all the verses showing you the words Al, as you see in the screen.
Yeah.
You can freeze the video, click one by one, and you will see the translation. All of those mentioning the word Al, either in front of the Pharaoh, or in the front of Lot, or in front of David, or Abraham, or Jacob,
Yep.
etc. So this is what the word Al mean. Present Al, the people as the family, and then we find that Muhammad, he mentioned clearly that the wife of Pharaoh, he don't call him the Pharaoh, he called him the wife of Pharaoh. He called him as a name. So the wife of Pharaoh, not the wife of the Pharaoh, the wife of Pharaoh, her name is Asiya, and this is a wrong name, and it doesn't match even with one letter with the original name of the wife of the true Pharaoh, Ramses. Secondly, when the Muslims, they try to say that, well, this is discovery and Allah, he made it, simply, why Allah did not say the name of the, if this is the purpose of it, so later we will discover why Allah did not tell Muhammad the name of this man. His name is Ramses, and he gave him the correct name of Ramses, the correct name of Ramses, the correct name of the wife, and then people will be astonished, says, look, Muhammad, he knew this. But as you see, Muhammad, he gave us wrong information. Allah did not preserve the body. It was the Egyptian. And the body is not even preserved, by the way. It's preserved compared to others, but it's not really preserved. It's a mummy. It is nothing but bones. There's no eyes. There's no eyes. Is the eyes there? No. If there's anything, you know, can be recognized? No. So it's not really preserved. You know? But because they are kings, they treat them differently, and they used to even worship them. So it's a false claim from the Muhammadan about the Pharaoh. Secondly, as long we are talking about the Pharaoh, Muhammad, he think that the minister of the Pharaoh is Haman, but Haman was a minister in Iraq for different king.
Thank you, Samuel. He thought what? The minister, as in, like, you know, his worker, okay? The minister, okay? Muhammad?
Chapter 28, verse number 40, chapter 28 and verse number 36, and chapter 40, verse number 36. Yeah.
Apologies. Chapter 28, verse...
My friend, later you can watch the video. Chapter 40, verse number 36. Chapter 40, verse number 36. Don't talk, so you can take the notes if you want. So the prophet says to Haman, build for me a tower. So the stupid Muhammad think that the Babylon tower built by Pharaoh.
Taking notes, man. I'm taking notes. I mean, like, you know, I know there are people that fast, they're harsh, but in here we take things slowly so we can study it.
I'm being very slow with you, you know. So do you see it? So how Muhammad he say such a stupid thing that Haman was a minister of the Pharaoh, and Haman is the one who built the Babylon tower or Babylon tower for the Pharaoh.
So okay, so you said like Haman built the Babylon tower where?
You never heard of the Babylon tower?
No. If I say yes, I'm going to be lying to you. No.
In Iraq.
In Iran. Okay. So Haman built the Babylon tower in Iran. Okay. And Muhammad,
in Iraq.
I apologize. Iraq. Okay. Iraq.
Yeah, the Assyrian kings, the Assyrian Chaldean people. This is who live there.
Okay. And Muhammad says.
Okay. So focus with me. You can later. The video is so listen.
Okay.
So a man who speak of history, and the Muslim trying to make a miracle of history. How is stupid to say that Haman was a minister of the Pharaoh? And by the way, the name is not even Haman. You see the name here. I mean, as usual, we have to. It is Haman, but I mean, we try to make a sound close to the original name. The Muslims, how they can explain that to you? They say there was a person close by name, but this is not, that is Haman and Khuman and etc. So it's different, totally different name. And here we notice that the verse saying clearly that the one who built the tower, it was in the time of Moses, and this is wrong. Secondly, what is the tower that the Pharaoh Ramses he built? Any Muslim can tell us?
If I say yes, I'm going to be lying to you. I have no idea.
No, not you. I'm asking the Muslims who they are watching. Any Muslim can tell us how in the world that Haman and the Pharaoh they built a tower at that time? What is tower? What is the tower? What is that tower? So obviously this is the Babylon tower. And as long as we are talking about the Babylon tower, this is how stupid Muhammad is. Muhammad he claimed that Allah he used that tower to send down his angels Harut and Marut to open Harry Potter school.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'm not making things up. Here we go.
No, it's funny. Like I like. At least you have humor. I like that. I like.
Okay, well here we go. This is the verse, chapter 2, verse 102. Allah he sent two angels in the Babylon tower, Harut and Marut, where they came in the Babylon tower. So Allah he sent them down. Why he sent them down? Because this is the tower would reach to Allah. You know?
That was funny. Like, you know.
Yeah. And this is the Quran. That's not a hadith. So the Muslim they will say it's a lie. So those two angels, they taught what? They opened a school to teach black magic. Read carefully.
I know the story. Harun Marun, like, to test the people. I know that story. Harun Marun, yeah, I know that. I know the story.
Actually, the story is more than this. The story that they came down and Allah, He sent to them a woman. Her name is Venus, and they wanted to sleep with her, and then they told her, if you sleep, if we want to sleep with you, if you please.
Jesus.
And then he said to them,
Jesus.
I will let you sleep with me only if you do three things. And then after they do three things, they worship false god, they drank wine, and they killed the person. Then she told them, I want the password to go to heaven. They gave her the password, and then when she fly to go to heaven, Allah, He cursed her, and He made her the star Venus, or the planet Venus. And all of this is a fiction, as you see. This is all his fictions. Muhammad, he come with it. He put it in the Quran. So Harut and Marut, they come at the Babylon Tower, and they open a school to teach magic, and they make disclaimer. We will teach you only as a trial. So you are a person, my friend, telling me about a miracle in the Quran, discovery of Ramses II. But you know the story of Harut and Marut. You know how stupid it is. So how the same stupid guy who opened a school of Harry Potter to teach magic, send in two angels, is the same person you are talking about in Ramses?
Babylon to the two angels, Harun Marut, but none of these two angels taught anyone such things till they had said, we are only for trial. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a bit like deceiving, isn't it? Like, I always thought, like, why would, like, God send two angels to, like, trial people, isn't it? Like, what would you, like, waste people's time? That's one. And is that the Harun Marut? Is that story in the Bible? Is it?
No. Harut and Marut is coming. No. Harut and Marut is a story of two angels who Allah, they said to Allah, when Allah, He said, are you going to send a human being to do mischievement in the earth? We are the one who worship you, and we are the one who please you. So why you want to create a human? And then Allah, He decide. He said, okay, choose the best of you. They choose Harut and Marut, the best of them. And then Allah, He said to them, okay, I will give you the same aspect of Adam, which means you will have a look of a man. You will act as a man, Let us go send you to earth and see if you will do mischievement too, like Adam, if you will do, as you claim. So He sent them down, and then a woman, her name is Venus. She came to them. She have nice legs, and they could not resist it. And, they want to have sex with her. And, the story is very funny. But you notice that the story here does not make sense, because this is when Allah, when He said, I'm going to create someone, the angels, they complain. He did not even create the guy. And then He said to them, okay, choose the best of you. So supposedly He will send them to the ground where nobody lived. This is before Adam creation. So He sent them to the ground, and then we find there's a woman, and there's a child, he come, and there's a beggar, and there's people who live there. So is Adam the first man, or he is not? So the story is a fiction story. Muhammad, he learned from the Sabians that God, He destroyed the people. Or, for a reason.
Sabians. I found your video.
My friend, focus with me. Let's finish one by one. Let us not to jump like monkeys. So, do you agree with the story of Harut and Marut?
I agree that that's a bit silly.
Do you believe this is true? Can be true, or this is stupid?
I don't believe stupid or stupid. Like, that's someone's belief. Okay.
No. Why you believe? So what you believe? No, it's stupid. For me, it's stupid. Why you don't dare to say it? Either it's stupid or it's not.
No, I always respect people's belief, regardless.
No, I don't. I don't respect people's belief. This is hypocrisy.
It's fine. That's your point of view.
Okay, if somebody believe in raping your wife, do you respect his belief?
No.
So you don't respect then his belief. The Muslim believe they can rape your wife if you're not a Muslim.
True, like not a slave. Like,
okay, so don't tell me you respect their belief if you don't respect their belief. So respect their belief is a stupid statement, is not right. Let us go back to zero. Do you respect the story that this is a story coming from God, or this is a stupid story, the story of building a school of Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, this is what it is. They sent two angels to teach magic.
For Gryffindor. Gryffindor won.
My friend, did he send two angels to teach magic, yes or no?
That's why the Quran says, isn't it?
Okay, so this is a question. Did he send two angels to teach magic, yes or no?
Based on the Quran, yes.
Okay, so is it Harry Potter or not?
Yeah, man, you're very clever, man. Like, I like you because you have a lot of knowledge. But I'm studying the gospel now. I've been
My
studying
friend,
this
don't change
since
topic. Don't change topic. Don't change topic. Focus with me, please. Focus with me. Slow down.
I focus
No.
with you,
Okay,
Mike.
so
I do focus
you are
with you,
no,
Mike.
you are trying to avoid the question. Is this a
Mike, I'm not
story?
trying-
Is this a story, stupid story or
Mike.
not? A guy, he's God. He sent two angels to open a school for Harry Potter. And before you join the school, you sign a disclaimer. Disclaimer, disclaimer. Sign here. This is only a trial, okay? So we teach you. Please don't practice it, okay? So why he teach them? Why he opened the school? So
You know,
is
my
this
approach is
is
different
this
from
is a
yours.
stupid let me repeat the question for the last time. Is this is a stupid story for you? Make sense, or it's a smart story? Doesn't make
Look,
sense.
my approach is different from yours. Like,
This
when
is
I
not.
debate,
I don't care for your approach, my friend. I want an answer. Is it a smart
okay,
story or a stupid story?
that's the difference, like, between you and I. Like, I have a different approach, man. One, because when I learn
I
something,
don't care
I'm
for
gonna
your
debate
approach. I don't care for your approach. I want an answer for me. For me, help me. Is this a story? Is a convincing story? As a smart story? Or it's not even fit for kids? So either you say to me it's fit for adult, it's a smart story, or you say it's a stupid story. Why you don't choose one? I'm not forcing you to say one of both of them. Choose one. Either you say
No,
it's good for adult.
no, it's not that, mate. It's not that. You put him between the wall, the sword and the wall. So, like, like I said to you, I have a different approach. I
This
won't
is why
call
you are
things like
calling
that.
me. This is why I'm here. You are calling me for a reason. And you said to me, I want you to prove to me the following, right? So I'm helping you now. So I want a conclusion of my work. I was cooking for you for the
Mate,
last 2
I'm not
hours.
harsh. I'm not harsh. When I learn something, do
I
something.
don't
So
care
when I
if you
learn
are
something,
harsh or not. You are not harsh. I am harsh. So I want an answer. Is this a
you have,
story make sense for you as an adult, as a mature person, or this is not even good for kids?
mate, like I said to you, I need to get the knowledge. So when I speak to a Muslim, I
It's in
can
the
give it
front
to
of you. This is not the question. Who care about a Muslim now? Who care about knowledge now?
because when I learn
It's in the
something,
front of you. You are
mate,
an adult. You are an adult reading the story, let's say, for the first time. And you told me you know the story already. So you do not even need me to tell me the story. So I'm asking you as an adult reading the story in the front of your eyes. Does this story make any sense to you?
mate, I need when I learn things, so I can, like,
Take
use
care,
them
my friend. No, you are wasting my time. You are just wasting my time. Like, do you think I'm spending my time here? I need to learn things. Go watch the video and don't call me. If you don't dare to give me an answer, then you don't dare to be a man. Either you say I am with or against. You cannot be both. You cannot be both. And you are the one who made fun of Muhammad marrying a child, and you are the one who say many things. So now suddenly you don't want to say? What happened? Your approach, my approach, this is all is garbage. And I want to say to people here, never say to somebody, I respect your belief. No, don't say that. This is stupid of you. What if he believe in raping your wife? What he believe that it's okay for him to have sex with the children, like Muhammad? Don't be politically correct. I don't respect your belief. You're an atheist, I don't respect your belief. You're a Muslim, I don't respect your belief. It is a stupid sign. Or let us say it's a sign of a stupidity and sign of a hypocrisy. If somebody says to you, I respect your belief. I remember once I was sitting with a wife and her husband. Both of them, they are accountant. And they are Jehovah's Witnesses. And I was debating them. And when they became in the corner, things get so hot. She said, please, I respect your belief. I said, I don't respect your belief. You are shocked. I said, why you are being a hypocrite to me? Well, if you respect my belief, but my belief is false. Why you respect something false? Who is stupid here? Do you understand me, people? Do you respect a false belief? If you respect a false belief, that means you are false too. I respect your belief. This is idiot talk. I don't. I will never respect a false belief, for it is a false belief. I will never respect a false prophet. False prophet means he's a fraud. He's a con guy. He's the same as the guy who call you or send you text message so he can steal your bank account information. Do you respect him too? He believes that he have the right to take your money. So look what happened. We show that the guy Muhammad, he referred to Pharaoh as an individual. His name is Pharaoh. We showed you that the stupid Muhammad, he thinks that Haman is the one, he is the minister of the Pharaoh, and he is the one who built the Tower of the Babylon. We showed you that Muhammad, he thinks that the wife of the Pharaoh, Ramses, her name is Asaya, when the fact her name is Nefertari. And all of this still is not a proof for him of anything. So don't waste my time, my friend. You try to stay as a good Muslim. I don't respect your belief. Right? Do we have any Muslim? I suppose I will not stay here for long. I am a Muslim. Here we go. He is not online. Maybe it's a Mimi.